Well, hello all. Many cultures are interested in knowing when it's the equinox. For example, Easter is the first Sunday after the full moon, after the equinox. And for the Jews, Passover is the first full moon after the equinox. This is normally the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. So how does one tell the equinox, and or for that matter, how do you tell the solstices as well? So the equinoxes are when the days and nights are equal length, 12 hours in the night, 12 hours day, and the sun rises exactly in the east and sets exactly in the west. So there's a very simple method, and I tried it out to find out which day is the equinox. So what I did was I got a little pot, I placed a stick in it. Here was the sun, and as the sun moved throughout the whole length of the day, the tip of the stick would cast a shadow. And so I marked, as the sun moved around here, now it was casting a shadow onto flat ground. And what you find is that before the equinox, I'm speaking where I live in the southern hemisphere, it forms an arc to the south. And after the equinox, let's use a different color, the sun forms an arc to the north. But on the day of the equinox, the tip of the stick's shadow forms a straight line, and that is the only day twice a year where the shadow is a straight line. So I decided to do this year. Our equinox is on the 20th of March 2024, 20th of March 2024. So on the 16th, this was done on the 16th. I found that the arc curved towards the south, and then I went on the 20th of March and did it. But what I found was, in fact, for some strange reason, I hadn't bothered to do it before, this line now arced slightly to the north. It wasn't a straight line. So somewhere between the 16th and the 20th, there had been a straight line. If anyone knows the reason why it wasn't exactly on the day of the equinox, maybe it was a straight line the day before on the 19th. Well, the equinox was early in the morning on the 20th, so maybe it was closer. I don't know. But then I measured it again on the 29th of March. So this was the 29th of March here. And then it was distinctly and quite a big gap. This was a big gap to the north. So it was heading further north, and I thought, how interesting is that's such a simple way to find which is the day of the equinox. So although I found it was out by a day or two, it's still very easy to tell. So then if you say celebrating Passover, you then do the first day, when the moon rises after sunset, and that would be the first full moon after the equinox. When this line has formed a straight line, I found it occurred just at maybe a day before the equinox. Then you look for when's the first full moon after that, and that would be Passover. And then for Easter, you do it the first Sunday after the first full moon after the equinox. Well, hello all. Today is the 20th of March. That happens to be the day of the equinox here in the southern hemisphere. That is the autumn equinox. I'm performing an experiment today, which I want to show you. I have the stick here, and the stick is planted in this bucket. And throughout this equinox, I've taken wherever the tip of that shadow is, and the sun is casting a shadow, and wherever it hits the ground, I've marked it with an X. Just have a look. I have a string to show you a straight line. here was the first X. There's the string and a piece of brick holding it. So then we go along the string. Here's the second X on the line, the third X, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, and one that I've just marked, the 10th. You can see the shadow from the pole just was there not long ago.